How can I resist an inducement like this?
What? Come on, I don't know all those big words. I'm just an ordinary guy who works in a warehouse, that's all. I make pretty good money, though.
Wow, and who said movie characters weren't relatable? Huh? Well, my name is Alex. This is Beyond the Real, and today we'll be talking about Carnival of Souls. Carnival of Souls is a 1962 film that was directed by Herk Harvey, and it stars Candice Hillegos as Mary Henry. And for the time, this was a very relatively independent, low-budget film, which is very interesting to take into account because me personally, I have never seen something like this. And basically, I stumbled across it because I'm gonna get a little sidetracked here, but I came across it because I was scrolling through HBO Max, and one of the things I do appreciate about HBO Max is their catalog of older films, and this one caught my attention because the premise seemed interesting. The fact that it was so old and it wasn't like super long. The runtime is only like an hour, 10-15 minutes, so it's relatively short. And yeah, it was a low budget film, and shout out to HBO Max for having that catalog available to us, because I even watched, well, this was a while ago, but I actually ended up watching the Steve McQueen film Bullet, which has a pretty good car chase that still holds up by today's standards. But anyways, so that's how I came across to watching it, because it is October and it's spooky season, so we have to participate in Spooktober here on the channel. So anyways, this is a really strange film. Like, it's not really scary or no, yeah, I'd say it's probably a little creepy. Not too much though, but it definitely tells an interesting story. And I'm definitely gonna talk about some spoilers to give you like a general premise of the movie. I'm gonna leave out the big stuff, but basically this film opens up, and I really like how film literally just jumps into it. Like, there's no opening title, opening credits, nothing. Like, the movie literally starts with like this random scene that looks like it was like not cut properly.
Hey, Joe, drag your foot, boy. Look what we got here. Hey, you want to drag, huh? Sure. Come on, man, get ready.
But anyways, so the whole premise is we follow this character, Mary Henry, who is kind of in the car with her friends as they're racing, and her car falls off the side of the bridge, and basically it is submerged in water, and we're led to believe that they die. But then Mary Henry emerges from the water. So anyways, we get this really cool title card, which looks amazing. Anyways, so we then move along to Mary Henry, who is going to a new town. She's an organ player, so she got the gig at this new church, and she's basically moving to a whole new place. And we follow her as she does that, where she sees these weird premonitions of this weird, creepy, ghoulish, ghostly man, which was actually a pretty creepy scene. Like, I was watching it like with my surround sound on, and I'm not gonna lie, I freaking jumped. So then, as she sees this weird man, she sees this place that for some reason calls to her, just like the Skywalker saber calls to Rey in The Force Awakens. And one of the things I like is that, minor spoiler, like, we never get an explanation as to why she's so drawn to this place. But she's starting to get to know her new job, the place she stays at, and we come to find out that she's really the only person who could see this man. And I really like how the story dives into one of those, is this person crazy? Because, like I said, the film flat out tells you that no one else can see this person. And the fact that she goes to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist is like, yeah, you're not 100% there. And we also get the introduction to like her neighbor character, who's really weird and pretty much a creep, and he basically keeps trying to go after her so she can go on a date with him. And whenever they finally do, like, we kind of realize, oh yeah, she's not 100% there, because she freaks him out and he calls her crazy, essentially. And yeah, there's just a lot of imagery in here that's like very disturbing and like very creepy. And one of the things I really like is the musical score. Basically, a lot of the film has to do with Mary playing the organ, because like she is an organ player. But I really like the way that they handle it, because we get a lot of this movie kind of for a second seems to be, I don't know if self-aware is the proper word to use, but it seems like there are times when, of course, we hear the organ because she's playing it, but the organ is also very much part of that, what builds the atmosphere of the scenes. And it seems like even she can hear it. It's almost like if she can hear the organ playing in the scene just like we can, and she reacts to it. And I don't know, that's just like a cool little detail that that you can pick up on. And another cool thing is the scene transitions. This is my personal favorite one right here, because I think it's really cool.
Oh, sure. Well, that's just right over here a little ways.
But yeah, this movie takes on like a whole deeper level, because we have this person who is going through a lot of trauma, who's told that she's crazy, and she's basically suffering from PTSD. And yeah, that you could argue probably schizophrenia. And it's just like so much things, and there's really a lot of symbolism as to what this ghoulish man represents. What the rest of this Carnival of Souls. See what I did there? See what I did there? I said the name of the movie. And like even this that we see here of the Carnival of Souls, like it's like a representation of the afterlife. That is she part of it? Is she not part of it? Because there are times whenever like she's in a scene and like no one reacts to her being there. So it's almost like if she did cross over to the afterlife. Like I don't know, it's just a strange movie. And you know, it's definitely worth the watch, because it's definitely worth the watch because it has a great atmosphere. Like I said, Candice Hilligos puts in quite a shift as our main character of Mary. We don't get too many characters. There's probably like 5 in total, but her acting is pretty good, and just the way she reacts to things, and like it's much more than just someone just gasping. Like no, like she tells her whole story in her eyes because of the way she reacts to things. And yeah, there's a lot of creepy stuff in here. Like I said, whenever they first introduced the ghoulish man, like he's freaking creepy. I was watching this with like my surround sound on, and it made me freaking jump. And I'm not even ashamed to admit that. He pops up a few times, and I really like this one scene where they do the camera zoom in on them. I like whenever she's telling the lady who's basically the renter, her landlord, she's telling her about how she saw the man in the hallway, and then the renter's like, what? There's no one there. What are you talking about? And then she starts to get creeped out. Like, I don't know. It's just great acting from them. And yeah, a lot of the imagery is great. The scene transitions are great. And this is a movie from the 60s, but a lot of the techniques they use, like, looks like stuff that pretty much stayed around to today's modern films. And it's cool to see, like, almost like this relic of the past who very much still that still influenced a lot of movies from today, because I know these days, like, a lot of people like watching these artistic psychological horror movies, like some of the movies that the studio A24 put out. Like if this came out today, it would definitely be a movie that A24 put out. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting movie. It is pretty slow, but you do get great acting, great music, a great atmosphere, very interesting, twisted story. You don't get too many characters, so you don't have to. The story's pretty linear, so It's not a story that's asking you too much. It's pretty simple. But yeah, definitely an interesting movie. It is currently on HBO Max, so if you have HBO Max, you can definitely check it out there. But if you don't want to, I actually saw that the whole movie is actually on YouTube apparently. So if you don't have HBO Max, you can watch it there, I guess. So yeah, Carnival of Souls is definitely an interesting film. Has a lot of layers to it. And yeah, it kind of makes you wonder like what's real, what's not real. And oh, there's also this weird, creepy old man.
What is it?
That man!
I didn't mean any harm. I just stopped to get a drink.
No. No.
I don't know why, but whenever I watched the movie, I thought that was kind of creepy, but then it kind of made me laugh too. But yeah, it is Spooktober, so that has been Beyond the Real. My name is Alex, and I'll talk to you soon. And remember to drink water. And next time, I'll review your mother's cookbook.